So today I'm going to show how I'm setting up my Bible journal for this year. I'm starting over in the book of Genesis, and so I've stamped out those Bible book names on some Post-it tabs, but I'm going to be doing it in this Stalogy journal. This is an A5 size. Stalogy is the 365, so a page a day. Even though I really write in this probably 2 to 3 times a week, it has enough pages to cover the entire year for me. So the cover I'm using is actually from Hobonichi. This is the marshmallow cover that I bought this year. It's like a pinkish lilac color on the outside with a taupey gray color interior. And since it is kind of like a fabric, I didn't want it to get dirty, so I did also buy the Hobonichi cover on cover in the A5 size. So I'm just going to open up these pen loops a bit, give it a firm tug, and it really puts it all the way in there, corner to corner. A friend gave me this postcard, so I'm just going to tuck that in there, and then once as I pull on this other side through the pen loop as well, it'll all be in there nice and snug. Now, ideally, you can use the cover with the book going all the way across into pockets on both sides, but I want to be able to slip it in and out, so I'm only going to slide it in on one side, and then I'll put the bookmarks in that direction. That way I have also extra pockets to store my stickers on the left-hand side the way that I want. So for this cover, I decided to use my Arteza vinyl. This is the metallic gold. It's out of the mixed set. I'll link this vinyl below. It's the same vinyl I've been using all year that you've been seeing in all of my vinyl projects. This one is the metallic one. You see how it's shiny and silver on the back when I flip this over? This one does not stick to this cover as well as the regular colors. So I may be changing the metallic to regular, but we'll just see how this holds up. Right now it is holding, but I've had to kind of push down my 2020 year onto my cover a couple of times already. It's peeling up just a little bit. So because of the type of texture or coating that is on the outside of the Stalogy, this metallic vinyl doesn't stick the greatest, but the colored vinyl sticks just fine. So just keep that in mind when you are using vinyls. Sometimes the coating on the outside of a book or a journal or a surface will make the difference as to whether the letters are able to stay on there and stick down for you. Now for here, I just took this quote and I made this on an app on my phone. If you want me to show you how I did that, I can do that in a separate video. And I'm just adhering some adhesive to the back of this vellum, and I'm just going to tuck it in all the way to the left seam and press down. And then it's just like it's another page inside of my book. So it's just a good reminder. And then these are the Post-it tabs from Avery. I'll show these actual products later in the video about what I exactly used. But here I did Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers. I know that I'll be finishing at least those 4 books this year. There might be more, but the schedule that I have right now only went out to, I want to say, August. So that's what I pre-planned for at this point, and I can always add more later as the year goes on. So now I'm just readjusting these tabs a bit, making them flush all the way to the left corner over there. That way I can make sure that I can fit as many books of the Bible across in one row instead of having a lot of rows there. And then after I finish getting all 4 across, I'll just trim the edge of the Post-it here as well. That's the nice thing about it being so thin. It's easy to adjust. And then on the right-hand side, I'm going to go down with the months of the year. So I'm starting in January, and like I said before, I think I'll end up finishing this book out around the month of August. But We'll see if I'm able to fit a full year in it. That's the nice thing about these Post-it notes. They don't wrinkle the paper, so I'm able to adjust these later on without any damage to the journal pages and move them where I need as the year goes on. So now here I'm back to using a different color of the Arteza vinyl. This came in the same multi-pack, and that's what I love about this Arteza vinyl. It came with so many different colors and so many different types of vinyl in one packet that I can really use it, multiple uses in many different packages, many different projects. And this particular blue sits very well on the paper, but this vinyl also does well on glass and tumblers. And I'll link with an eye in this upper corner to show you how else I've used this Arteza vinyl. And I'll link my affiliate link below for it. I've been using it all year, and it's been a great versatile product to use. Now I'm putting out my calendars for my weekly layouts, and so here I'm going to be starting with January, and everything that I'm doing has a Monday start. So the beginning of this stamp starts with a Monday and ends with Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday are at the end of the week, and then I'll just use this other stamp to add the month of January on the top. So these stickers, these are just some images that I found in one of the publications we have, but when I copied and pasted them, I put them in the wrong order. So I realized this later, and I do change up a couple of the orders of those photos later on. But here I just cut out another phrase from that Arteza vinyl as well, and I can add it to the journal. Now this particular transfer tape is great to use inside of a journal because it is not overly sticky and it doesn't get stuck to the page even though the vinyl letters are sticking to the page. So I'll make sure to link that transfer tape below. It's my favorite transfer tape. It was relatively inexpensive. I got it off of Amazon as well. And so here I'm just using a stamp to stamp out those days. And this one is a font that has lines in it. And I'll make sure to show all these products at the end of the video. But I'm just using some Memento ink. I think this one is called Gray Flannel. And it was just the right amount of contrast. It wasn't too dark like a black would be, but it was just right with this color to go onto those pages. So I'm using that gold metallic vinyl again from Arteza, and that sticks great to the paper. So that was another theme, and then all my extra words and names that I cut out on the Cricut, I just put into this pocket. So I thought I'd just quickly take you through some of the supplies that I used. I used the Avery Ultra tabs. Now these are in metallic, but I used the pastel ones. So this is how they come in the little packaging, and both the wide tabs and the short tabs have the exact same colors and they match. So the big ones come in a pack of 24 and the small ones come in a pack of 40. I wasn't sure if I was going to use pastel or metallic when I first got these, but after I pulled out the book, it just looked so good with the cover to have all the pastels here. So there's all the Bible books on the top in pastel, and then here's all the months of the year. Hopefully I'll get through more than August in here, but I just did that for now as far as pre-planning, and we'll see how the rest of the year goes. Now to put the letters onto these, I used my pink Dymo labeler. I've had this one forever. I think years ago I got this at Target. And I just store all the different colors and all the different wheels in a Ziploc bag like this one here. And I actually buy these refill tapes on Amazon. So I'll link them below These are the ones I used. They look white, but they're actually clear. So when you stick them on the tab, you can see the color through them, and it just gives that raised white embossing with a clear background. So I really like those. To attach my vellum inside, so I printed off this quote onto vellum. This is vellum from Staples. It does really well in my laser printer, and it does not get jammed up or caught. So I really glad I did buy this version of vellum. Not all vellum goes through a printer very easily. So this one is from Staples, and then I foiled it with my Mink machine. And then I just attached it onto this page by using my Scotch Advanced Tape Glider. I just went along that edge on the back side of it, and it's a permanent adhesive, and so it just sticks right to the page, and I just put it all the way up to the seam and close it, and it's in there nice and snug. So then for here, I used the Arteza vinyl. I cut out several words and names out of different colors of Arteza vinyl, and then I used this transfer tape that I found on Amazon, and this is reusable, so I can just put it on top of the names and keep transferring them. So I used that to get the Bible books in here along with the chapters, and then I just did my who, what, when, where, how on this section. And then for this stamp here, I found this one on Amazon. And for this month, it begins, I did a Monday start because that's how my my workbook is laid out. It's a Monday start with a Sunday end. So I used this stamp right here with a Monday, and then the first was on a Wednesday this month. So I stacked both of these together for the month of January. And then I have this old stamp from Basic Gray, and I used the January stamp out of it. And that's what I put on top. So then I was able to just lay out my month by putting the other weeks in those spaces. And so I just spaced them out with the amount of pages that I would think I would need for each week for the month of January. And this is another piece of vellum I just printed out and stuck it in there with my Sunday notes. And then this is my notes for those first two chapters, and then some graphics I found. And these numbers, I stamped the days with this one from Echo Park, and I just used these numbers that have the lines in them. It's nice to have a variety of solid versus hollow, because these you can color in with markers or colored pencil. So really good. It's a nice variety stamp for numbers. So that's how I set up, and those are the tools that I used for my journal for this year. So this is a Hobonichi cover. So I got this on the Hobonichi website. I believe you can also get this cover from Jet Pens if you're not wanting to pay for shipping all the way from Japan. And then a friend gave me this postcard, so I just stuck it in there. And then it has this nice back right here, along with a pocket in here. I haven't put anything in there yet, but I can if I want to. So that's it. That's how my Bible journal is set up for this year. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.